The year was 2147. The human fleet had traveled far from home. They reached a huge ring in space near the star called Epsilon Eridani. People called it the Gate. It was old, silent, and made by aliens no one had ever met. The gate floated alone, bigger than any city on Earth. Its surface was smooth black metal that drank in light. No one knew who built it, or why it waited there. For more than 50 years, ships came to the gate. Scientists, explorers, and leaders all tried the same thing. They sent small tubes of blood or spit from thousands of people. Every kind of human gave a sample. People with dark skin, light skin, every mix in between. They came from Earth colonies on Mars, Luna, Titan, and far stars. The hope was simple. Maybe one sample would open the door. Each time the same thing happened. A small light on the gate would glow red. A flat voice would speak through every speaker on the ship. No match to origin. Access denied. The words never changed. The light always turned red. After a while, people stopped hoping. They started to think the gate was broken, or that humans were not welcome. Captain Daniel Hayes stood on the bridge of the exploration ship Horizon. He was 42 years old, tall, with short brown hair and calm blue eyes. He had flown many long missions, but this one felt different. The crew trusted him. They believed he would find a way. Around him stood the key people of the mission. Laura Mitchell was the lead biologist. She was 38, with curly red hair tied back and glasses that slid down her nose when she thought hard. Ryan Carter was the chief engineer. He was big, quiet, and good with machines. He always carried a small tool in his pocket. Nathan Brooks was head of security. He spoke little, but watched everything. And then there was Olivia Grant. She was the youngest, only 29. She worked as junior xenobiologist. She had straight brown hair, green eyes, and a soft voice. Most days, she stayed in the lab, reading old data or checking samples. The Horizon moved slowly toward the gate. Its engines hummed low. Everyone watched the main screen. The black ring grew larger until it filled the view. Small lights blinked along its edge, like distant stars. "Prepare the sample array," Daniel said. Laura nodded. She touched a panel. A soft bell sounded. In the medical bay below, a machine took the last tubes from the crew and added them to the collection. There were now 4,112 samples. Every person on the ship had given something, even the cooks and cleaners. The launch tube opened. A small pod shot out toward the gate. It was not much bigger than a basketball. Inside were the tubes, each marked with a number and a name. The pod flew straight. When it reached the surface, a thin line of blue light appeared. The pod touched the light and vanished inside. Then the voice came again. Processing. Everyone held their breath. Daniel kept his hands behind his back. Laura crossed her arms. Ryan leaned forward. Nathan stood like stone. Olivia watched quietly from the side. The screen showed a grid of green and red boxes. One by one, the boxes turned red. Names flashed and disappeared. Maria Lopez, red. Jamal Wright, red. Sofia Rivera, red. Hundreds, then thousands, all red. Laura let out a long breath. Same as always. Ryan shook his head. Maybe we try a different mix next time. Daniel did not answer right away. He looked at the screen. The last box blinked. It was number 4112, Olivia Grant. The box stayed green for half a second longer than the others. Then it turned red too. No match to origin. Access denied. The bridge went quiet. The hum of the ship felt louder now. Laura turned to Olivia. "You okay?" Olivia gave a small smile. "I didn't think it would work anyway." She had said that before every test. She never expected anything. She was born in Portland, Oregon. Her mom and dad were normal people, accountants who liked gardening. Her grandparents worked regular jobs. Nothing special in her family tree. Just ordinary humans who lived ordinary lives. Daniel rubbed his chin. We've done everything the protocol says. Every genetic line. Every combination we can think of. Nathan spoke for the first time. Maybe it's not about us. Maybe the thing is dead. Or maybe it only opens for machines. Ryan laughed once. Short and dry. Great. We came all this way to talk to a broken door. Olivia looked at the screen. The red message stayed there, bright and cold. She felt something small inside her. A tiny pull, like a question she could not name. Captain, she said quietly. Daniel turned. Yes? I know we already sent my sample. But, can we send it again? Just one more time? Everyone looked at her. Laura raised an eyebrow. Why? The system already said no. Olivia shrugged. I don't know. I just feel like we should try. One last time. Alone. Not mixed with the others. Ryan scratched his head. It's not protocol, but it can't hurt. Daniel thought for a moment. Then he nodded. Do it. Laura went to the console. She pulled up Olivia's file. A new pod was loaded. Just one tube this time. The launch tube opened again. The pod flew out, small and alone. It touched the blue light. The wait felt longer. The screen stayed dark. No grid appeared, no boxes, just silence. Then the gate changed. A soft white glow ran along the black surface. Lines of light moved like water. The huge ring seemed to wake up. Small panels slid open. A low hum filled the air. Not from the ship, but from the gate itself. The voice spoke again, but this time it was different. Warmer. Match confirmed. Origin Earth. Primary lineage detected. Access granted to authorized genetic representative. The bridge exploded with sound. People talked at once. Laura grabbed the back of a chair. Ryan stared with his mouth open. Nathan's eyes went wide. Daniel looked straight at Olivia. She stood still. Her face was calm, but her hands shook just a little. The main screen lit up. A hologram appeared in front of them. It was a tall figure, neither man nor woman, made of soft blue light. It looked at Olivia. Welcome, child of the Origin, it said. You are the first in 3,400,000 years. Olivia blinked. Me? The hologram tilted its head. Yes. Your genetic code carries the unbroken signature. The first gardeners waited for this day. No one moved. The hum of the gate grew stronger. Lights danced across its surface. Daniel stepped forward. What does this mean? The hologram turned to him. It means the door is open, but only for her. Only the matched one may enter first. Olivia looked around at her friends. Laura's eyes were wet. Ryan looked like he might fall over. Nathan gave her a small nod. She took a deep breath. Okay, she said. Let's go see what's inside. The gate waited. The light grew brighter. And for the first time in a very long time, the silence of the stars felt full of promise. The words hung in the air like smoke. Match confirmed. Origin Earth. Primary lineage detected. Access granted to authorized genetic representative. Olivia Grant stood frozen on the bridge of the horizon. Her heart beat so hard she could feel it in her throat. Everyone stared at her. Laura Mitchell's mouth hung open. Ryan Carter's big hands gripped the edge of the console until his knuckles turned white. Nathan Brooks, who almost never showed surprise, raised both eyebrows. Captain Daniel Hayes took one slow step toward her. Olivia, he said softly, did you hear that? She nodded once. Her voice came out small. Yes. The blue hologram floated in the center of the bridge. It looked calm, almost kind. Its face had no real features, just smooth light that shifted like water. It turned fully toward Olivia. You are the key, it said. The lattice has waited for someone whose code still carries the pure trace. You may now cross the threshold. Laura found her voice first. Wait, what does that mean? Pure trace? She's just Olivia, from Portland. Normal family. Nothing special. The hologram tilted its head. Normal is not the word. Unchanged is closer. 4 billion years of time have passed since the seed was planted. Most worlds drifted far from the first pattern. Mutations piled up. Radiation changed things. Time broke the code. But on Earth, the pattern held. Your cells still match the original blueprint with near-perfect accuracy. Ryan let out a short laugh that sounded more like a cough. You're saying she's the closest thing to the original human recipe after all this time? Correct, the hologram answered. The first gardeners called it the origin sequence. They placed it on many worlds. They watched. Most failed or changed too much. One world kept it almost whole. That world was Earth. Olivia felt the floor move under her feet, even though the ship was steady. She looked down at her hands. They looked the same as always. Short nails, a small scar on her left thumb from a childhood accident. Nothing about them screamed special. Daniel cleared his throat. So what happens now? Does the gate open for all of us, or just her? Only the matched one may lead, the hologram said. Others may follow if she allows it. The corridor is ready. On the main screen, a section of the gate lit up. A wide arch appeared in the black surface. It glowed soft white, like moonlight on snow. The arch grew until it was big enough for a shuttle. No force field, no weapons, just an open door. Laura stepped closer to Olivia. You don't have to do this alone. We can suit up, go in together. Olivia looked at her friend. Laura's eyes were worried but steady. I know, Olivia said, but it feels like I should at least look first. See what it wants. Ryan nodded slowly. Makes sense. We prep the shuttle. Small team. You, Laura, me. Maybe Nathan for security. Daniel agreed. 3 is good. Small, quick. I'll hold the ship here. Keep comms open every second. Nathan checked his sidearm. I'll bring extra power cells, just in case. Olivia took a deep breath. Okay, let's do it. The next hour passed fast. They moved to the shuttle bay. Everyone worked without much talk. Suits were checked, helmets sealed, oxygen tanks full. The shuttle was small, built for short trips. It had 4 seats and a wide window in front. Olivia sat in the pilot's chair, even though she was not flying. Ryan took controls. Laura sat beside her. Nathan sat in back, watching the rear sensors. The shuttle left the horizon. It flew straight toward the glowing arch. As they got closer, the gate seemed even bigger. The black metal stretched forever, in every direction. Tiny lights moved across it like fireflies. When they crossed the threshold, gravity changed. It felt soft, like stepping onto a thick carpet. The shuttle's engines went quiet. Something pulled them gently forward. Inside they saw green, real green. Hills rolled under them. Trees stood tall with leaves that looked like earth oak, but shimmered silver at the edges. A river ran clear and fast between smooth stones. The sky above was pale blue, no stars, just soft light from everywhere. Laura pressed her face to the window. This can't be real. We're inside a ring in deep space. Ryan kept his hands on the controls. Sensors say breathable air, 21% oxygen, temperature 22 degrees, gravity 0.98 Earth normal. It's perfect. The hologram appeared again, floating outside the shuttle window. It matched their speed. Follow me, it said. The path is safe. They flew low over the hills. Animals moved below. Small deer-like creatures with short horns. Birds with wings like glass. Everything looked peaceful. Olivia spoke quietly. Why me? There are billions of humans. Why did it pick my DNA? The hologram answered without turning. Random chance. The probability was low, but not zero. Your line avoided the worst mutations. Cosmic rays missed you. Solar flares skipped your ancestors. Small accidents of fate kept the code clean. Laura shook her head. That sounds like luck, not destiny. Luck is how the gardeners worked, the hologram said. They did not choose heroes. They chose survivors who stayed close to the plan. The shuttle landed on a wide, flat space made of white stone. Grass grew right up to the edge. In the center stood a tall pillar. It was smooth and silver. The top opened like a flower when they stepped out. The hologram waited beside the pillar. This is the first archive node. It holds the memory of the seeding. Olivia walked forward. Her boots made soft sounds on the stone. She felt small here. The air smelled like rain and pine. Laura touched her arm. "You okay?" "Yeah," Olivia said, just trying to understand. Ryan looked around. "This place is huge. How far does it go?" "Farther than your eyes can see," the hologram answered. "The lattice holds biomes from many worlds. This one is shaped like the cradle, Earth as it was meant to be." Nathan kept his hand near his weapon. "Any threats?" "None," the hologram said. "The gardeners built peace here. Violence is not allowed." Olivia looked up at the pillar. A small panel opened. Inside was a round space, just big enough for a hand. "Place your palm here," the hologram said. "The system will confirm you again." She hesitated. Then she lifted her hand. Her glove was still on. Her skin felt cool in the air. She pressed her palm to the panel. Warm light ran up her arm. It did not hurt. It felt like sunlight on a cold day. The pillar hummed. Words appeared in the air, floating like smoke. Olivia Marie Grant, origin match 99.997%. Custodian access granted. Laura gasped. Ryan whistled low. Nathan relaxed his shoulders just a little. The hologram bowed its head slightly. "Welcome home, child of Earth. The lattice is yours to learn from. Ask, and it will answer." Olivia pulled her hand back. She stared at the words until they faded. She turned to her friends. "What do we do now?" Laura smiled, even though her eyes were wide. "We explore, we learn, and we tell the captain this changes everything." Ryan grinned. "Humanity just got a key to the oldest library in the galaxy, because of you." Olivia looked out over the green hills. The river sparkled in the distance. For the first time, she did not feel ordinary. She felt like she belonged somewhere bigger than she ever knew. The path ahead waited, and the gate had finally opened. Olivia stood on the platform inside the crystal dome. The sphere of light above her head pulsed softly, like a slow heartbeat. Lines of data still flowed around her, blue and gold threads that twisted and vanished into the air. She felt a gentle pull in her chest, as if the lattice itself was breathing with her. Laura touched her arm. "You just asked for maps and healing tools, and it listened, just like that." Olivia nodded. It felt right. We don't need weapons, not yet. We need ways to reach each other first. Ryan looked up at the sphere. "Navigation data is already downloading to the horizon. I can feel the ship's computers lighting up from here. Wormhole routes, stable ones, places we never dared go before." Nathan crossed his arms. "What else can it do? You said terraforming machines, lost science. How much power are we talking about?" The hologram floated closer. Its voice stayed calm and clear. "The lattice holds everything the first gardeners built before they left. Machines that can turn rock into soil, devices that clean poisoned air, blueprints for engines that fold space without tearing it, libraries of biology that can fix broken genes. All of it waits for the custodian's word." Olivia looked at the hologram. "And I'm the custodian now?" "Yes. The system chose you because your code matches. The trust passes to the one who returns unchanged. You hold the key, but you can share it. You can set rules." Olivia thought for a long moment. She looked at her friends. Laura's face showed hope mixed with worry. Ryan's eyes were bright with excitement. Nathan watched everything, quiet and steady. "I don't want to be the only one," Olivia said. "This isn't mine. It belongs to everyone back home, to every human colony, to every person who ever looked at the stars and wondered." The hologram tilted its head. "The lattice will record it." Olivia took a deep breath. "I want access open to all verified humans, but only if they work together. No one person or group can take it alone. Requests must come from at least 50 different human governments or colonies. They have to agree. No secrets, no wars over it." The sphere above them glowed brighter for a second. Then a soft chime filled the dome. "Amendment accepted," the sphere said. "Custodianship remains with Olivia Marie Grant. Authority delegated under collaborative protocol. 50 independent human signatures required for major transfers. Minor access granted for learning and exploration." Laura smiled wide. "You just made sure no one can steal it, or use it to hurt others." Ryan laughed. 50 groups? That's going to be a mess to organize. But it's fair. Nathan nodded once. "Smart. Keeps the power spread out." The weight on her shoulders was still there, but it did not crush her anymore. "What now?" she asked the hologram. "Now you choose the first gift," the hologram answered. "The lattice offers options. Speak one." Olivia thought back to the data streams she had seen. Maps, routes. "We need to get home faster and reach the far colonies. Show us the wormhole network. Make it safe for our ships." The sphere pulsed again. A new image appeared in the air. A web of glowing lines spread across a star map. Dots marked human worlds: Earth, Mars, Alpha Centauri, New Hope, dozens more. Thin blue threads connected them. Some threads were bright and steady. Others flickered weak. "These are the anchors," the hologram explained. "Old gates built by the gardeners. Most are asleep. Your request wakes them. Ships can pass through without damage. Travel time drops from years to days, some routes even hours." Ryan stared at the map, like a child seeing candy. "That changes everything. No more generation ships. No more losing people to long sleep. We can visit family across light years." Laura pointed to a cluster of dots near the edge. "Look, those are the outer colonies. The ones cut off during the last solar storm. We can reach them now." Olivia felt tears again. She wiped them fast. "Send it to the horizon. Let Captain Hayes see." The hologram raised a hand. "Transfer complete. The ship receives the full chart. Updated navigation systems online." Outside the dome, the biome seemed to respond. The sky brightened more. Flowers opened along the path they had walked. Small lights floated up from the grass, like fireflies waking up. Olivia turned to her team. "We should go back. Tell the others. But first, I want to ask one more thing." She looked up at the sphere. "Are there medical records? Ways to fix diseases we still can't cure?" "Yes," the sphere answered. "Genetic repair templates. Nanomachines for cell rebuild. Patterns to grow clean organs. All based on the original code." Olivia swallowed. "Send those too. Small packets, enough to start trials. Nothing dangerous, just help." Another chime. "Minor medical access granted. Data packets prepared. Ready for transfer." Nathan spoke quietly. "You're giving away the keys before we even understand them." "I know," Olivia said, "but if we hold them too tight, someone else will try to take them. Better to share from the start." The hologram floated in front of her. "You show wisdom. The gardeners hoped for this. Not greed, not fear, trust." Olivia gave a small smile. "I'm not wise. I'm just trying not to mess it up." The sphere dimmed slightly. The first gifts are sent. More will come when the 50 agree. The lattice waits. They walked back to the shuttle. The path felt shorter now. Birds sang louder. The river sparkled brighter. Everything seemed happy. When they reached the shuttle, Ryan checked the comms. Horizon is calling. Captain Hayes sounds excited. Olivia climbed in. She sat in the same seat as before. This time, she did not feel small. The shuttle lifted off. It rose above the hills. The dome shrank below them. The biome stretched out. Green valleys, silver trees, endless peace. As they neared the exit arch, the hologram appeared one last time outside the window. You may return anytime, it said. The lattice remembers you. It will always open for the matched one. Olivia pressed her hand to the glass. Thank you. The hologram bowed. Then it faded. They crossed back into space. The black ring of the gate closed behind them. The white glow dimmed. But something had changed. The stars looked closer. The shuttle docked with the horizon. The bay doors closed. Air hissed. Gravity returned. Captain Daniel Hayes waited at the airlock. His face was calm, but his eyes shone. Behind him stood the rest of the crew. Everyone watched. Olivia stepped out first. She took off her helmet. Daniel walked forward. Report. Olivia met his eyes. We're in. Really in. A lattice opened for me. It gave us wormhole maps, medical data, and more. But only if we share it right. Laura added. She set rules. 50 human groups have to agree on big things. No one owns it alone. Ryan held up a data pad. Navigation update is already running. We can test a short jump tomorrow if you want. Daniel looked at Olivia for a long time. Then he smiled. The real kind, not the captain smile. You did good, Grant. Olivia shrugged. We all did. The crew started to talk at once. Cheers, questions, laughter. Someone hugged her. Someone else patted her back. Daniel raised a hand. Quiet. We have work. First, we send word to Coalition Command. Full report. Then we plan the next step. He turned to Olivia. You're still junior xenobiologist, but right now, you're also the most important person in human space. Olivia laughed softly. I just want to go home. See my parents. Tell them I didn't break anything. Daniel nodded. You'll get there. Faster than anyone ever did. The bridge crew returned to stations. Screens lit up with new data. Wormhole routes glowed blue. Medical files waited in secure folders. Olivia stood by the observation window. She looked out at the gate. It looked the same, black, silent, huge. But now it felt like family. She thought about Earth, Portland, her small house with the garden her mom loved, her dad's old books, normal life. And now that normal life had touched something ancient, something vast. She did not feel chosen. She felt responsible. But she also felt ready. The horizon turned slowly. Engines hummed. The stars waited. And for the first time, the distance between them did not matter. The horizon pulled away from the gate, slowly. Its engines glowed soft blue as the huge black ring grew smaller in the rear view. Inside the ship, the bridge felt alive with new energy. Screens showed wormhole routes in bright lines. Data packets from the lattice filled every open folder. Crew members talked fast, pointing at maps, laughing at how short the trips would be now. Olivia Grant sat in a quiet corner near the observation window. She held a cup of warm tea that Laura had brought her. The tea tasted normal, but everything else felt different. She watched the stars slide past. They looked the same as always, but closer, friendlier. Captain Daniel Hayes walked over. He sat beside her without a word at first. Then he spoke low. You okay? Olivia nodded. Yeah, just thinking. About what? About home. My parents. They still think I'm on a normal science run, collecting samples, taking pictures. They have no idea. They will soon. The message we sent to Coalition Command went out an hour ago. Full report. Your name is in it. The gate, the match, The gifts. By now, every newsfeed on Earth and the colonies has it. Olivia looked down at her tea. What will people say? Everything, Daniel said. Some will call you a hero. Some will call you dangerous. Governments will want to talk to you. Scientists will want your blood. Politely, I hope. Religions will write books about you. It's going to be loud. Olivia took a slow sip. I don't want to be loud. I just want things to be better. Laura joined them. She sat on the other side. You already made them better. Those medical packets, they're on their way to hospitals on Mars and Titan. Simple fixes for old diseases. No one has to wait years for a cure anymore. Ryan came up from engineering. His face was red from excitement. And the wormholes? We just tested a short jump. 5 light years in under 10 minutes. No shake, no nausea. Smooth as glass. We could be back at Earth in days, not months. Nathan stood nearby, arms folded. Security is watching the feeds. People are already arguing. Some colonies want full access now. Others say wait. A few loud voices want to lock it down, say only certain groups should control it. Olivia looked at him. That's why I set the rule. 50 groups have to agree. It forces them to talk, to share. Daniel nodded. Smart. Coalition Command already sent a reply. They accept the protocol. They're calling an emergency council. Representatives from every major colony. 50 votes minimum for anything big. Your rule holds. Olivia let out a long breath. Good. A soft chime sounded. The main screen lit up. A news broadcast from Earth appeared. The anchor's voice filled the bridge. Breaking story from deep space. The long mystery gate at Epsilon Eridani has opened. For the first time in recorded history, an alien structure has granted access to humanity. The key? A single crew member's DNA. Junior xenobiologist Olivia Grant, age 29, from Portland, Oregon. Sources say her genetic code matched an ancient reference called Origin Earth. Experts are calling it the biggest discovery since faster-than-light travel. Pictures flashed. Olivia's service photo. The gate. The horizon. Then clips of people on Earth streets cheering. Signs that read, "We are the Origin," and "Thank you, Olivia." Another clip showed a scientist in a white coat. This means we're not just another species. We're the closest thing left to the original design. It's humbling. And it's powerful. The anchor continued. Grant has set strict rules. No single person or nation can claim the technology. At least 50 human governments must agree on major uses. Reactions are mixed. Others call it slow and weak. Olivia turned away from the screen. They're already fighting over it. Laura put a hand on her shoulder. They always fight, but you gave them a way to fight fair. Daniel stood up. We're heading home. Short jump first, and straight to Earth orbit. You'll get to see your family soon. Olivia smiled for the first time in hours. I'd like that. The ship jumped. Space folded around them. Stars blurred into lines, then snapped back. A new system appeared on the screens. Closer to home. Another jump. Another. Each one faster than the last. Days passed like hours. The crew celebrated quietly. They ate real food from the galley. They told stories. They watched old movies. Olivia joined them. She laughed at Ryan's bad jokes. She helped Laura in the lab. She even played cards with Nathan, who almost smiled when he won. When Earth appeared in the view window, blue and white and beautiful, Olivia stood alone at the observation deck. Tears came without warning. Not sad tears, just full ones. The horizon entered orbit. Shuttles waited below. Official welcomes, press, security. But Daniel made sure Olivia got a private shuttle first. She landed in Portland on a clear morning. The air smelled like wet grass and pine. Her parents waited outside their small house. Her mom, Ellen, had gray in her hair now. Her dad, Paul, still wore the same old jacket. They ran to her, hugged her tight. No words at first, just holding. Her mom pulled back. "We saw the news. We didn't believe it at first." Her dad wiped his eyes. "Our girl, opening doors to the stars." Olivia laughed through tears. "I didn't open anything. I just fit the lock." They went inside, sat at the kitchen table, drank coffee, talked for hours. About normal things. The garden, the neighbors, then about big things. The gate, the lattice, what it meant. Later, Olivia walked alone in the backyard. The sun felt warm on her skin. Birds sang. A dog barked somewhere down the street. Everything ordinary. Everything perfect. She looked up at the sky. Somewhere up there, the gate waited. Quiet again, but ready. News kept coming. The council met. 50 representatives signed the first big request. More medical data released. More wormhole gates activated. Colonies that had been alone for years sent messages of thanks. Ships arrived with food, medicine, people. Some groups still argued. Some tried to push for more control. But the rule held. 50 voices, 50 yeses. Nothing moved without them. Months turned to years. Olivia stayed out of the spotlight mostly. She worked with scientists. She taught classes. She visited schools and told kids that being normal was sometimes the strongest thing. One day, she stood on a hill near her home. The city lights glowed below. Stars filled the sky above. She thought about the hologram, the sphere, the green hills inside the gate. She whispered to the night, "Thank you." No answer came, but she felt it anyway, a quiet certainty. Humanity had not been rejected for centuries because it was weak. It had been rejected because it had stayed true, unchanged, stubborn in the best way. Through ice ages, wars, plagues, and long nights in space, the code held. And now the galaxy knew. The stars were no longer far. The future was no longer slow. It belonged to the ones who had simply kept being themselves. Olivia smiled. She turned and walked back down the hill. Home waited. Lights in the windows, voices inside. And somewhere, far above, a black ring circled a distant star. Silent. Patient. Waiting for the next time someone remembered where they came from. Olivia stepped out of the shuttle first. The white stone under her boots felt warm, like sun-baked concrete on a summer day. She took off her helmet. Fresh air rushed in. It smelled clean, grass, water, and something sweet, like flowers after rain. She breathed deep. Her lungs had never felt so full. Laura followed right behind. She removed her helmet too, and looked around with wide eyes. This place, it's alive, really alive. Ryan came next. He kept one hand on the shuttle door until he was sure the ground was solid. Nathan was last. He scanned left and right before he relaxed his shoulders. The silver pillars stood tall in front of them. Its top was still open, like a flower. Soft light came from inside. The hologram waited beside it, patient and quiet. Olivia walked closer. "You said this is an archive node. What does that mean?" The hologram raised one glowing hand. "It holds memories, not just words or pictures. Full records of how life began here and on other worlds. The first gardeners left them for the ones who returned to the pattern." Laura stepped up. "Show us Earth, the real one, from the beginning." The hologram nodded. The air in front of the pillar shimmered. A huge image appeared, bigger than any screen. It showed a young planet spinning in black space. No green yet, just gray rock, red lava, and dark oceans that boiled and steamed. Lightning flashed across the sky in bright white streaks. "That was 4,200,000,000 years ago," the hologram said. "The seed arrived then. Tiny packets of life. Simple molecules that could copy themselves. The gardeners placed the same seed on many worlds. They wanted to see what would grow. The image changed. Time moved fast. Oceans cooled. Bubbles rose. Small shapes appeared, dots that split and joined. then chains, then tiny balls with tails that swam. The colors shifted from gray to blue, then green. Olivia watched without blinking. That looks like the start of everything we know. Yes, the hologram answered. The code was simple and strong. It was meant to last. On most worlds, it changed quickly. New rules appeared. Bodies grew strange shapes. Minds turned different. But on Earth, the changes were small. The code stayed close to the first version. Ryan rubbed his chin. So humans are, what? The control group? The ones who didn't drift? Exactly, the hologram said. You are the echo that lasted. The others became new things, beautiful in their own way, but different. Only Earth kept the original song almost note for note. The image zoomed in. It showed a single human cell. Then DNA strands twisted like ladders. Numbers and markers glowed along them. A red line ran through most, but one section stayed bright green all the way. That is your signature, Olivia Grant. 99.997% match to the origin sequence. No other human sample came close. The small differences in others were enough to block the door. Laura shook her head slowly. Billions of us, trillions of cells, and it came down to one person with almost perfect copy. Olivia felt a strange mix inside her. Part wonder, part fear. She looked at her friends. I don't feel different. I'm still just me. The hologram's voice stayed gentle. You are still you, but your body carries a message older than stars. The gardeners did not want kings or gods. They wanted proof that life could hold true. You are that proof. Nathan spoke up. What happens if we go deeper? Is there more? The hologram pointed to a path that curved between the hills. It was made of smooth white stones. Trees lined both sides. Their leaves moved, even though no wind blew. Follow. The central vault waits. They walked. The ground felt soft under their boots. Small animals watched from the grass. Tiny creatures with big eyes and fur like velvet. Birds sang notes that sounded almost like music. Everything felt peaceful, like a dream that refused to end. After 20 minutes, the path opened to a wide valley. In the center stood a dome, bigger than any building Olivia had ever seen. It was made of clear crystal. Inside, lights moved like slow fireflies. The dome glowed soft gold. They stepped through the wall. It felt like walking through warm mist. No door, no sound, just inside. The floor was black and shiny. It reflected their faces. In the middle rose a platform. Above it hung a giant sphere of light. The sphere turned slowly. Colors shifted inside. Blue, green, purple, gold. The hologram floated up to the sphere. This is the heart of the lattice. It holds the full story of the seeding. Every world, every path life took. Laura stared up. Worlds that came from the same seed. The sphere answered before the hologram could. A voice came from everywhere, deep and calm. Yes. Images appeared around them. Floating windows showed strange planets. One had oceans of purple liquid and creatures like living crystals. Another had forests of tall red towers that moved on their own. A third showed skies full of floating islands and beings with wings made of light. Olivia watched one after another. They all started the same? Yes, the sphere said. The same microbes, the same simple rules. But time and chance pulled them apart. Some grew fast, some stayed small, some learned to think. None kept the code as pure as earth. Ryan crossed his arms. So we're the boring ones who didn't change much? The sphere's colors brightened. Not boring. Faithful. You adapted without losing the heart. That is rare. That is why the lattice opens for you. Olivia felt tears in her eyes. She wiped them away fast. What do the gardeners want from us now? The hologram returned to her side. They are gone, long gone. They left the lattice as a gift, for the child that returned, the one who matched. You inherit the trust. Nathan frowned. Inherit what? Control, the hologram said. The lattice is more than a museum. It holds tools, terraforming machines that can shape dead worlds, gates that bend space, libraries of lost science, all waiting for the matched one to claim them. Laura turned to Olivia. That's huge, like handing someone the keys to the galaxy. Olivia looked at the sphere. And it has to be me? Yes, the hologram answered. The system is locked to the genetic signature. Only you can give permission. Only you can start the transfer. Olivia closed her eyes for a second. When she opened them, she looked at her team. I don't want this alone. It belongs to all of us. To everyone back home. The hologram tilted its head. The rules can bend if the custodian asks, but the first step must be yours. She took a breath. Then show me how. The sphere lowered until it was level with her face. A small circle of light appeared on the platform, just big enough for a hand. Place your palm again, the hologram said. Speak your wish. The lattice will listen. Olivia stepped forward. Her friends stood close behind her. She could feel their warmth, their trust. She lifted her hand. No glove this time, just skin. She pressed down. Light ran up her arm again. Warm, steady. The sphere hummed louder. I want to learn, Olivia said. I want humanity to learn. No weapons, no control over others. Just knowledge, maps, ways to reach the stars faster, ways to heal sick worlds. Start with that. The sphere pulsed once, bright, then soft. Request accepted. Transfer begins. Data streamed into the air, lines of light that twisted and flowed. Numbers, maps, blueprints, coordinates for wormholes that linked distant stars. Ryan laughed out loud. That's it. Navigation data. Real routes. No more slow ships. Laura grabbed Olivia's shoulder. You did it. Olivia pulled her hand back. She felt tired but strong. We did it. The hologram bowed. The lattice remembers. The child of origin has spoken. The door stays open. Outside the dome, the sky above the biome grew brighter. Stars appeared, even though they were inside a ring. Real stars, real paths. Olivia looked at her friends. Let's go tell the captain. The galaxy just got a lot smaller. They turned and walked back down the path. The trees seemed taller now. The air felt lighter. And somewhere deep inside, Olivia knew the real journey was only beginning.